Okay, as y'all are probably well aware of by now, Dr. Seuss is in the crosshairs of righteousness. I mean, I don't hate clowns this much, so I don't even know if I can call it a clown world anymore. Uh, it's a Tuesday. You want to get up, you want to have some breakfast, go to work, and all of a sudden you're told that your childhood was bad by the. I mean, this is worse than the Bible thumpers of the. I don't know, when was the righteous era of Hellstone and Hellfire and Brimstone? Was that I don't know. I don't even care. I don't even care. I'm not thinking about it. So anyway, let's get on to this. So I looked into this Dr. Seuss deal, and it's so weird how everything's happened. It's like there's a goal and it has to be accelerated. So I don't even know what I'm telling you. It's most people are going to just not care, I guess. I don't know. But let's go over this. So this is September 11th, 2011. And I don't know what world.edu is, but the article applies today. It just gives you an idea of how long this stuff's been going on. You just haven't been paying attention because you probably depend on mainstream media to get your news. And let's tell you what, that's a mistake. So, let's see. We all grew up in lovable, lyrical children's books of Theodore Seuss AgAiN, otherwise known as the immortal Dr. Seuss. His imaginative characters, blah, blah, blah. Before his fame as a children's author, he spent an early career as skillful political cartoonist for PM, a New York City newspaper. And during World War II, he worked for the U.S. Army, where he wrote Designed for Death. That sounds like a good movie. A film that would win the 1947 Academy Award for Best Documentary. Oh, well, maybe I need to check that one out later. Do a review on it, huh? So, beloved is he for his contribution to literature that in honor of Geisel's birthday, March 2nd, has been adopted as the annual National Read Across America Day, an initiative created by the National Education Association, the NEA, teachers unions. In 1954, a magazine report speculated that one of the reasons for declining children's literacy was that books like Dick and Jane were boring. Geisel took up the challenge and wrote Cat in the Hat, using 220 words, suitable for beginning readers. It didn't thrill teachers, but became... How would you not be thrilled to read a cool book about rhymes? Teachers, okay? I mean, teachers... Has anyone ever liked teachers? Teachers are are factories of no. No, you can't do that. No, you can't think like that. No, you can't have fun. When someone challenged him to write a book using 50 words or less, he came up with Green Eggs and Ham. So how, you may ask, could such an adored man as Dr. Seuss be on the banned book list? Now remember, this is September 11th, 2011. So it's 10 years ago. Oh, geez. It goes back to 1992. They've been wanting to ban this guy since 1992. Janet Maslin complained about what she felt. There's your problem. I got it figured out. Another New York feminist going to tell everybody how miserable she is and try to make you just as miserable as well. She would be a lot better if she ate some vegetables and went for a walk, did maybe a little cardio, lost some weight, get a new hairstyle perhaps. Ah, jeez. But instead, she wants to tell you how to live your life because she's a miserable, sick person. Janet Maslin, I don't know who that is. I've never seen her, never heard of her, don't care about her. Complain about what she felt. Oh, here we are about feelings again. Oh, jeez. Please just dump your feelings. My gosh, I'm so sick of feelings. was the scare factor in children's literature. Maslin cited Seuss and complained that educational children's literature neither entertains nor soothes its young audience. What the hell are you supposed to soothe? I mean, how does Dr. Seuss, not entertain? Right? I mean, how is that not entertaining? And what is soothing a young audience? I mean, that sounds like manipulation of some kind. It's, let's see here. But guys will make a point not to begin writing a story with a particular moral in mind, saying that kids can see a moral coming a mile off. Yeah, he didn't think kids were stupid. He was not, however, against writing about issues. He said that there's an inherent moral in any story, and marked that he was subversive as hell. Now, pay close attention to this paragraph. A liberal Democrat and supporter of President Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal, Geisel, Dr. Seuss himself, was an outspoken political commentator whose political cartoon showed a passionate opposition to fascism, and he tended to regard the fear of communism as overstated. Oh my gosh, he was Antifa. They're eating their own now. Guys, do you see what happens when you do this? It's not... Everybody can enjoy Dr. Seuss. Okay? I never knew until a moment ago, when I read this with you, that Dr. Seuss was a Democrat. I had no idea. I figured he didn't participate in politics. He probably never voted. That'd be cool, right? But instead, I find out that he is the definition of the modern idea that is Antifa. Oh, jeez. But still, when you don't force it down someone's throat, okay, and you're not trying to ban the marketplace of ideas. This is what is so absolutely frustrating about this. Let the market decide. Freedom will reign, okay? But you're banning stuff, that just makes me want stuff, okay? Who isn't out there thinking, if it's being banned, it's gotta be good? I mean, who hasn't done? Your mother tells you, don't do something. What do? You go and do it. Your teachers tell you not to say something. What do? You go and say it. Government tells you, don't speed. You go and speed. All right? Doctors tell you, don't smoke, don't drink. A lot of people go out there and they smoke and they drink. I mean, whatever we are told, that is what is natural about humankind. Back to Adam and Eve. God Almighty himself said, don't eat from the, I almost said poisonous, the tree of knowledge, the, don't eat the apple, don't eat, what is the did I mess it up? I messed it up. Anyway, from Garden of Eden, don't steal my fruit. That's what God said. And what happened? They went and stole the fruit. They ate the forbidden fruit, all right? And why? I mean, that's the very first thing. The first sin man committed was doing what you wanted to do. Free will is a bitch, ain't it? Anyway, let's see here. Geisel's cartoons often call attention to the Holocaust. I now know, I'm not going to say it, but I don't know. I was going to try to say something about, I don't even know. I don't think I was even thinking about the Holocaust. Jeez. I mean, what? I didn't see any Holocaust in Dr. Seuss. Condemned the discrimination of blacks and Jews. Didn't see any. Maybe I didn't read Dr. Seuss. I'm not thinking he is who I think he is. Let's see here. But he supported the Japanese American internment during World War II, which was what Franklin Roosevelt did, which has struck many readers as a moral blind spot. You gotta realize, though, in this time, I'm not defending him, but we have to remember that we've been attacked. I mean, they tried to put Germans in camps, too. Problem was they couldn't easily identify them. If you remember in the Saving Private Ryan, or is it Band of Brothers? They came upon, I think it's Band of Brothers. They came upon a German who was like from Cleveland, Ohio, as he had gotten the call, to go back and defend the fatherland. And I mean, here you go. Americans went back to Europe to fight for their, the country they came from. The Japanese were easily identifiable when you had, was it now? I think it's like 6% of our population is Asian. Japanese is a subset of that. So we're talking minuscule number of people. It was easy to identify them. The Germans, not so much. I mean, how do you tell someone's German, how someone's Scandinavian, English, or I guess more like an Irish or Scottish? They kind of have that same kind of look. I mean, eugenics was a big thing back then. They would identify you by the way you looked. It was hard to identify just the Germans, but when they could, they were put in camps as well. Is it Emperor? Not Emperor. What's his first name? Tojo. Admiral Tojo. Is that right? Have I got this right? Was the guy who was in charge of bombing Pearl Harbor. I believe he was a Harvard graduate. I could be wrong on all that, but I do know that there were a lot of Japanese military leaders that had been schooled in America. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kim Jong-il wasn't he? Or is he? No, he was Oxford. So anyway, the whole thing, what I'm trying to get to is that it was horrible. It's horrible. The internment camps were horrible things. But we had been attacked, and they were afraid that they were going to send back information on how to continue to attack us. Like, what is our infrastructure? What are the major things that they needed? If the Japanese were to invade us, what were the major things they needed to control or, wipe out, stuff like that, to make their invasion easier? I mean, it's the warfare today is fought the same way. Not defending any part of that. Don't ever take that as a mistake in what I said. But I think it's funny that in this light, you can see that Dr. Seuss was for it because Franklin Roosevelt was for it. And I remember it went to the Supreme Court back then. The Supreme Court said it was illegal and justified. It wasn't until Donald Trump's lawyers argued in front of the Supreme Court. I forget the name of the case. And Judge Roberts wrote the decision. And he said that this court sees internment as a wrong of history, and it is no longer justified under the Supreme Court. And he went on to say that it was odd that this issue would never have been brought to the attention of the court had the attorney for the government not brought it up, which was an odd thing for the case. So because he brought it up, they were able to rule on it. And I thought it was a great way of getting in there that you can't put people in camps. So anyway, my little worthless bit of nerd knowledge, right? Let's see here, go on. The Butter Battle book is perhaps one of the most controversial. In the book, the Yooks and the Zooks declared war on each other because they disagreed on how to butter their bread, butter side up or butter side down. Each side has a bomb that will destroy everything, and the book ends with a cliffhanger, a single blank page. I don't know why that's controversial. The line, "A person's a person, no matter how small," from Horton, has been used by pro-life proponents despite the objections of Geisel's widow. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading that all as a line from the book. Well, Geisel preferred to let his work speak for itself. In 1986, when the line first started being used by pro-life members, Geisel demanded a retraction and received one because in its original context it was unrelated to the abortion issue. In 1989, there he is. He's pro-abortion. They absolutely just destroyed their own. Anyway, in 1989, the Laytonville, California Unified School District challenged the Lorax. The book was part of the second grade reading list, and it's a symbolic tale about the effects of poor care of the earth. hippie stuff. Those who opposed the book felt it showed an unfair portrayal of and criminalized those in the logging industry. Ooh. Wherever Laytonville, California is. If it's in Northern California, I can see that be very controversial. They call for a ban with a claim of it being an allegorical political commentary. The line, "I hear things are just as bad up in Lake Erie," was removed more than 14 years after the story was published when two research associates from the Ohio Sea Grant program wrote to Seuss about the cleanup of Lake Erie. The line remains in the DVD release of the special. In the end, the school board voted to keep the book on the shelves, but it was a challenge in many communities in which the timber industry was prevalent. Let's see here. Published by the National Wood Flooring Manufacturers, the True Axe was a rebuttal written to help kids understand the importance of harvesting trees. And that's true. Trees are a crop. You got to remember that at the end of the day. They're just like growing corn. Just time is different. We view time differently because if we can't see it, we don't believe it exists anymore. Amnesty International commented in 2010, the book amazingly parallels that of Dongir Khan, Peoples of Orissa, in India, where blah, blah, blah. I'm not reading all that. See here, Dr. Seuss's run-ins with censorship began in his college days. He started using his pen name Seuss to avoid getting caught after being banned from writing for Dartmouth College. He added the doctor's homage to his father's desire he earned a doctorate at Oxford. He was banned, by the way, after throwing a Russia's party during Prohibition. That is awesome. That is awesome. That is so great. Let's see here. Seuss and Angela, pronunciation was German. He switched because most people use this pronunciation. Yeah, that doesn't matter. So anyway, his collaborator on the Dartmouth Jack-o'-lantern. You're wrong as this. You're wrong as the deuce, and you shouldn't rejoice. If you're calling him Seuss, he pronounces it Seuss. Ha! Nobody knows anything about him. So see, this is the whole thing. Live in love with each other, okay? You see things differently. You know, does someone with blue eyes see things the same way as someone with brown eyes does? Everybody says they do, but I don't know. I mean, really, who knows? It's just, who cares? Just enjoy the way they see it. That's my intellectual word for the day. So anyway, y'all just have fun. Read some Dr. Seuss. Read some banned books. Tell people they're stupid. Tell the Dr. Seuss Foundation that his name is there because of being banned. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life, that they're doing that. Anyway, be good to each other. Love you. Please like. Please subscribe. Gotta get that support. And I'll start begging. I don't care. Y'all be good to each other. All right? Peace.